She was like the best mother ever. She always put her kids first.
Halloween decorations are still up outside a Mesquite home that now sits empty. It's where investigators say 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard was shot and killed. Hilliard, a businesswoman, a loving friend, and a dedicated mother to 5 children.
She was like the best mother ever. She always put her kids first.
Halloween decorations still clung to the porch, ghosts and cobwebs waving in the wind. A quiet Sunday afternoon in Mesquite, Texas. Police were called out for what seemed like a simple welfare check. But when they stepped inside that house on Avis Circle, what they found stopped them cold. 2 babies, safe but alone, and their mother, 2-year-old Keisha Hilliard, lying there with a bullet wound in her forehead. The man who pulled the trigger? Gone, vanished, left those babies in that house and ran. It took 11 days to find him. This is Keisha's story. Step into grave kisses, where the shadows whisper, and the secrets the world tried to bury scream to be heard. This isn't just true crime. This is truth with teeth. Stories that sting. Cases that crawl under your skin. Names that refuse to stay forgotten. We don't chase headlines, we chase ghosts. Because here, every story deserves one last heartbeat. So if you're the kind who can't look away, who wants to know what really happened, who believes every story deserves its voice, this is where you belong. Hit subscribe, stay close, because the truth doesn't rest easy, and neither do we. Keisha Hilliard was 42 and thriving. Not just living day to day, she was building. A designer, a businesswoman, a woman who found peace with her hands in the soil. Dirt under her nails meant growth, meant life. And nurturing life, that's who she was. Her oldest, Spain, said it best. She was like the best mother ever. She always put her kids first. 5 children, 5 souls who depended on her for everything. The baby, 6 months old, still in that stage where mama's the whole world. Then a 3-year-old, just learning to talk, to name the world around him. And 3 more kids who looked up to her, counted on her, needed her. Keisha wasn't perfect, nobody is, but she showed up. She was there. She was mama. Then there was Christopher Witt, same age as Keisha. They'd been together for years, on and off, you know how that goes. Break up, make up, repeat. But they had children together. The baby? Theirs. The 3-year-old? His from before, but Keisha was raising him too. That's the kind of woman she was. And here's what'll stop you. No one saw it coming. Not one person. Her mother, Donna Hilliard, said it herself. No signs, no red flags, no reason to pull her aside and say, "Girl, you need to leave this man." Then came that weekend. The weekend that changed everything. Friday. Donna talked to Keisha. Regular conversation, laughter, updates. About the kids. Everything felt normal. Saturday. Donna called again. No answer. Tried once more. Still nothing. Now, sure, people miss calls. Life gets busy. But Donna felt something twist in her chest. A pull she couldn't ignore. "Something just wasn't right in my heart," she said later. That's a mother's instinct. You can't explain it, but you feel it deep, like a warning. Sunday morning. Spain, Keisha's oldest, talked to her mama. Just a normal conversation. She didn't know it then, but that was the last time she'd ever hear her mother's voice. The last time. That moment would stay with Spain forever. Every birthday, every holiday, every time she wanted to pick up the phone and call Mama. That Sunday morning would replay in her mind, and from there, everything fell apart. It just went from there, Spain said. So what happened between that Sunday morning and the horror that followed? Christopher Witt happened. He did something. Inside that house on Avis Circle, something he couldn't undo, couldn't face, couldn't explain. So he grabbed the baby and the 3-year-old, put them in his car, and drove to his parents' house. No diaper bag, no bottles, no clothes, no toys, nothing. Just dropped them off and left. His sister knew right away something was off. You don't drop off 2 babies empty-handed. You don't vanish without a word. She called him. When he finally answered, he said 5 words that froze her. He had hurt Hilliard. Not there was an accident. Not something happened. He said hurt Hilliard, like he'd done it on purpose. But it didn't stop there. It got worse. When his sister got to their parents' house, the baby was crying, hungry, scared, needing mama. The 3-year-old sat nearby, confused, watching the door like he was waiting for someone to come back. And then that little boy opened his mouth and said 3 words that changed everything. Daddy killed. Keisha, 3 years old, barely out of diapers. And he's telling his aunt that his father killed his mother. Christopher's sister didn't wait. She called 911 right away, begged police to check on Keisha. It was a race against time now, because if that baby was telling the truth, Keisha needed help. Fast. Sunday afternoon, 4:15 p.m. Mesquite police pull up to the house on Avis Circle. Halloween decorations still hanging outside, orange lights, fake cobwebs, paper ghosts. The kind of spooky that's supposed to be fun, not real. A neighbor's Ring camera caught it. An officer walking across Keisha's lawn. Knocking on the door, silence, then entry. Inside, they found her. Keisha Hilliard, 42, mother of 5, lying there with a single gunshot wound to her forehead. 1 shot. That's all it took to shatter 5 children's lives. 1 pull of the trigger and Keisha was gone. But here's what'll haunt you. That 3-year-old didn't just to know what happened. He saw it. He was right there, so close the gunfire hurt his ears. Later, he told investigators exactly what he saw. He watched Christopher Witt shoot and kill Keisha Hilliard. Make it make sense. How do you do that in front of a child, your own child? How do you pull a trigger knowing your baby is watching, knowing that image will live in his mind forever? That little boy will grow up with that weight. He'll need therapy. He'll have nightmares. He'll ask questions no one can answer in a way that makes it okay. One day he going to ask, "Where's my mama? Where's my dad?" That's what Spain said. And she's right, because those kids will have to grow up explaining why they don't have a mother. Why the man who was supposed to protect them is the reason she's gone. The investigation stretched late into the night. Officers moved through the house, quiet, steady, photographing, dusting, collecting what was left behind. They were piecing together the story, but the truth was already staring them in the face. They knew who did it. Christopher Witt's own family had pointed straight at him. His own son had spoken. Period. 11 days. That's how long he was gone. 11 long days of silence. 11 days of Keisha's family waking up to the same nightmare, wondering where he was, why he did it, if he'd ever be caught. While Witt was running, Keisha's family wasn't sitting still. They were grieving, but they were loud about it. They took their pain online, built a Facebook page, Justice for Keisha, posted her picture, shared her story.
Investigators in Mesquite are releasing this new picture of a murder suspect that they are trying to find tonight. This is 42-year-old Christopher Witt. He's accused in the death of Keisha Hilliard, a mother. Police say the two were in a long-term relationship. They had several children together. Police say that Hilliard was found shot to death in her own home earlier this month. If you know anything about where Christopher Witt may be, you should call the U.S. Marshal Service right away.
Keisha's mama, Donna Hilliard, looked into the camera and spoke straight to Christopher Witt. "If you are innocent, if you didn't do this to my daughter, then just come forward and prove yourself to be innocent. We already knew he wasn't innocent. His own child told us that. But Donna still gave him the chance to face what he did. To be a man. To stop running. To own up to taking her daughter's life. Mesquite police weren't giving interviews, but their spokesman said it plain they were working hard. They stayed in contact with the family. They treated this like what it was. A serious, urgent case. A woman murdered in her home. Her babies inside. That's not something you put off. Still, the family couldn't make sense of it. Keisha's brother, Malcolm Hilliard, said they never saw aggression in Witt. Not once. No warning signs. So how does a man go from being calm to pulling a trigger with his 3-year-old watching? Donna said it herself. Something's wrong. Something's not right with him. And she was right. Something broke in him. Or maybe it was always broken, hiding under the surface. Either way, on October 12th, it came out violent and final. When Spain, Keisha's oldest, got the call that her mama was gone, she couldn't process it. I want her to be remembered as that fun, awesome person. She loves her kids. When I say love, loved her kids. Loved, past tense. Having to talk about your mother like that when you're not ready, that's pain that lives deep. That's trauma without words. Then the U.S. Marshal stepped in. When police need muscle, that's who they call. Christopher Witt became a wanted man. Every day he was out there was another day Keisha's family couldn't breathe right. Another day those kids were left without answers. Justice felt stuck. The community didn't stay quiet. People shared posts, watched for his face, passed along tips. When something like this hits close to home, you don't look away. You look out for each other. You help how you can. Meanwhile, somewhere, out there, Christopher Witt was hiding. Maybe staying with someone who didn't know. Maybe sleeping in his car. Maybe jumping from place to place, waiting for the knock on the door. But running only works for so long. You can run fast. You can run far. But you can't run forever. And those 11 days must have felt endless for Keisha's family. Every morning, the same thought. He's still out there. Every night, the same prayer. Let this be the day they find him. Donna had already lost her daughter. Now, she had to wait on justice. Wait on a system that too often forgets women like Keisha. She had to keep faith that they'd catch him, that the man who broke her family wouldn't disappear into the dark. And those babies, that 6-month-old who would never remember mama, that 3-year-old who would remember too much, the older kids trying to understand why she wasn't coming home. They needed closure. They needed to know the man who did this wouldn't get away with it. Thursday, 11 days after Keisha's murder, 11 days after Witt ran, the news finally came.
For 11 days on the run, a North Texas man is finally behind bars, accused of murdering his longtime girlfriend. Good evening, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel. 42-year-old Christopher Witt was arrested this past Thursday. Police say he shot and killed 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard at her home on Avis Circle in Mesquite. According to relatives, the victim's 2 young children were inside the house when that crime occurred. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo is working tonight's top story and joins us live with reaction from the victim's family. Vanya?
Hi, Casey. Yeah, 3 shocking words coming from the mouth of a 3-year-old. Daddy killed Keisha is what led a man suspected of killing his partner's sister to turn to police. Now, Keisha Hilliard's family, after 2 weeks, was left with uncertainty.
So I'm happy that he's finally off the streets.
Malcolm Hilliard's sister, 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard, was found dead in her home on October 12th. Her partner, Christopher Witt, was arrested on Thursday, accused of shooting and killing her. Investigators say he dropped off the couple's 6-month-old baby and his 3-year-old son at his parents' home before disappearing.
I'm happy that he's finally off the streets because it's already bad enough, but it's a whole lot better now that we know that he's off the street and we finally can get some type of closure behind this situation.
According to a police affidavit, Witt's sister called 911 requesting a welfare check after he'd called her and told her he had hurt Hilliard. When she arrived at their parents' home, it was 3 words from Witt's 3-year-old son that made Witt's sister know it was a race against time. Daddy killed Kesha.
I would ask him why he did what he did.
Hilliard was found dead in her home with a single gunshot wound to her forehead. According to the police affidavit, Witt's son told forensic interviewers that he watched Witt shoot and kill Hilliard, that he was so close to the gunfire that it hurt his ears.
It was exciting that he was caught finally, but it still don't bring my sister back.
Hilliard's brother Malcolm found out about Witt's arrest after he got a text from Hilliard's daughter.
She told me that her mama did it. I was like, what you mean? And they told me that he was caught.
And after 2 weeks of uncertainty, his family is trying to heal, but they're also giving thanks.
We got a lot of support behind this from the community, so I just want to say I appreciate everybody who helped share what happened to my sister.
Christopher Witt was arrested. Malcolm Hilliard found out through a text from Keisha's daughter. She wrote, "Her mama did it." At first, he didn't get it. "What do you mean?" he texted back. Then it clicked. Witt had been caught. It was exciting that he was caught finally. "But it still don't bring my sister back," Malcolm said. And that's the truth. Justice doesn't undo murder. An arrest doesn't bring back the dead. It just means the man who did it has to face what he's done. It means the family can breathe a little easier knowing he's not free. "I'm happy that he's finally off the streets," Malcolm said. "It was already bad enough, but it's a whole lot better now that we know that he's off the street and we finally can get some type of closure behind this situation." Witt was booked into the Dallas County Jail, 42 years old, charged with murder. A man who once shared a home and children with Kesha, now locked in a cell facing what he did. The police affidavit told the story step by step. His sister's 911 call, the drop-off, the 2 babies left behind, and that 3-year-old's words, "Daddy killed Kesha." Investigators wrote how that child described what happened, how he watched Christopher Witt shoot and kill Keisha Hilliard, how he was so close to the gunfire that it hurt his ears. A 3-year-old forced to relive the worst thing he'd ever seen so detectives could build a case against his father, make it make sense. Kesha was found with 1 gunshot wound to her forehead. Clinical words for something unspeakable. 1 shot. Deliberate. Final. No warning. No fight. Just gone. No chance to say goodbye. No time to hold her babies one last time. Just gone. Christopher Witt's sister asked him why he did it. We don't know what he said. Maybe he had no answer. Maybe he tried to twist the truth. Maybe he said nothing at all because what words could ever make sense of this? The family wasn't alone. The community showed up. Messages flooded in. Posts, prayers, calls for justice. People said her name. People refused to let her story fade. Malcolm Hilliard saw that and felt it. We got a lot of support behind us from the community. So I just want to say I appreciate everybody who helped share what happened to my sister. And he's right. That's what it takes sometimes. A community refusing to stay quiet. People fighting to keep a woman's memory alive when the system moves slow. But let's be real, the arrest wasn't the end. It was the start of something heavier. The process, the lawyers, the courtrooms, the endless waiting, the trial where a 3-year-old might have to sit there and tell strangers what he saw, where Keisha's family will have to look across the room and see the man who took her away. That's not just justice. That's reopening the wound again and again. There are ways for families to get help. There are hotlines. There are resources. There's a number text, START, to 88788 for anyone who needs to get out right now. Because domestic violence doesn't stop with one headline. It's happening today, somewhere, to someone scared to leave. Keisha Hilliard couldn't get out. We don't know if she tried. We don't know if she thought about it. Maybe she hoped things would change. Maybe she believed love would fix what was broken. But love didn't save her. And now 5 kids have to live with that loss. A mother gone. A life taken because a man decided he had the right to end it. So what now? What happens to those 5 babies left behind? The 6-month-old will grow up with stories and pictures. Maybe a few. This is your mama. She loved you. She would have done anything for you. But no memories. No hugs. No sound of her laugh, except through a phone. The 3-year-old? He's got memories. The wrong kind. The kind that come in nightmares. The kind that make you jump at loud noises. The kind that take years of therapy to even begin to untangle. He saw his father kill his mother. How do you come back from that? The older kids, Spain and the others, they lost their anchor. They lost their sense of safety. Because if it could happen to Mama, it could happen to anyone. And that realization, it changes everything. Keisha was 42. She still had so much left to live for. Dreams to chase. Gardens to grow. Businesses to build. Graduations. Weddings. Grandbabies. All of it gone. Stolen by a man who claimed he loved her. Donna, her mother, will never heal from that. That was her baby. Doesn't matter that Keisha was grown. A mother's instinct told her something was wrong that day, and she'll carry that feeling forever. The knowing that came too late. The community won't forget her. Her name is a movement now. Justice for Kesha. A reminder that domestic violence hides behind smiles, behind front doors, behind Halloween decorations that look like any other house on the block. Let me tell you something, this case should wake us all up. Check on your people. Believe them when they say something feels off. Don't dismiss it because he seems nice in public. Don't wait for bruises to believe abuse is real. And if you're in a situation where you don't feel safe, get out. Call someone. Text that hotline. Make a plan. Because Keisha should still be here, watching her babies grow, living her life. Christopher Witt stole that from her children, from her mother. Now he's in Dallas County Jail, right where he belongs, waiting for his day in court. But Keisha, she's not waiting anymore. She's gone. And 5 kids are left to figure out how to live without their mama. That's what domestic violence leaves behind. Not just one death, a whole family shattered, a community shaken, a generation of kids carrying trauma they never asked for. Girl, we have to do better. We have to protect our women. We have to hold men accountable. We have to stop confusing control with love, because sometimes the person who says, "I love you," is the same person who ends your life. Keisha Hilliard deserved better. Her babies deserved better. And if you're listening right now and you feel trapped, don't wait. Don't hope it'll change. Get help. Get out. Get safe. We can't bring Keisha back, but we can make sure her story means something. That her name is more than a headline. That it becomes a warning, a light, a call for change. Justice for Keisha. Not just in court, but in every home where someone's scared. In every relationship where love has turned into danger. This is Grave Kisses TV. We tell these stories because they matter. Because these women matter. Because justice matters. Because maybe, just maybe, the next time someone sees the signs, they'll remember Keisha Hilliard, and they'll act before it's too late. Hit that subscribe button. Share this video. Drop a comment. Let us know your thoughts. And if you need help, reach out. The number is on your screen. Text START to 88788. There are people waiting to help you. We'll be back with another story, another name, another life that mattered. But for now, we remember Keisha. Rest in power, Queen. Your story has been told. Your name will not be forgotten, and your babies will know you love them. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe, stay vigilant, and look out for each other.